An insurer is the entity that actually writes the policy. And that's also called the paper. And that's the idea behind that, is that they have the ability to offer you this policy because they are regulated and they are either admitted or non-admitted, but they have the ability and the legal authority to write insurance. Very broadly speaking, reinsurers serve as insurers for insurance companies. And the idea there is, if some of these major storms, originally the idea really was when these major events happen, wildfires, hurricanes, tornadoes, really a lot of these NatCat events, no one individual insurer has enough capacity to really be able to absorb that kind of loss. So you create these typically global entities, reinsurers, that take a portion of this loss from hundreds of insurers around the world, and therefore they're able to better provide the ability to write these insurance policies. In the case of an MGA, why is this relevant? How does this all come into play? Typically, not typically, in every instance, you're going to need an insurer. You need at least one insurer that provides you the paper. In some instances, the insurer also gives you this risk capacity. In other instances, it can be a straight pass through. So it gives you the technical ability to write it, but they're not actually willing to take any of the risk. And you need to find a reinsurer or reinsurance panel, which is a combination of typically 3 or 4 reinsurers that collectively provide the support for all of that capacity. In some instances, the carriers, the insurers, will actually also take some of the risks. So they'll say, hey, we'll keep, let's say, 10, 20% of the risk. And then you, reinsurer or reinsurance panel, take the rest of the risk. The ratios vary. There's many different combinations. In some instances, you can find insurers that are willing to find their own reinsurers or have connections with the reinsurers. In other instances, you're kind of on your own, or you go through your broker to help create all of that. So, Chris, that was kind of like the idea around what insurers versus reinsurers are. How do you kind of separate that, and who needs what? And really, the answer is it depends on every single situation. Every MGA is unique. Their needs are unique. If you are a low limit type, maybe you don't need a reinsurer. Maybe an insurer will provide all the capacity. If you securing a risk that is typically high limits that could have this catastrophic type of potential, typically you will need to have a reinsurer or panel supporting you.